Yellows, everybody, and welcome to this crazy thing called self-love. Our call begins with a gentle reminder that everything we know and do, we have learned. Either we have learned by being taught, like in school, where we understood physics, chemistry, English and literature and geography and history, or we learned by understanding and making it a learning. For example, all of us have had at least one heartbreak in our lives. Do you remember your first one? Some of us might be going through a heartbreak even now. What happened after that heartbreak? Did you withdraw? Did you retreat? Did you get off the dating app? Did you want to stop meeting new people? What happened after that heartbreak? Like Sujata said, felt like the end of the world. Deepali says withdrew. Christine says withdrawal for sure, wanted to be left alone. And then what did you do when it was time for your next relationship? Felt shattered, lost, unloved, said Karen. Zeddy said years of pain and looking for a new relationship. Satpreet says tried not to be the same level of vulnerable again. Sujata says got trust issues. Says gave up. Prosperous Parul says didn't feel worthy enough. Jayashree says losing trust in people, felt everybody might leave. Sujata says never started another one. Bass Angel also withdrew. Preeti says closed, shattered and still waiting. Lubov said felt betrayed, and Satpreet says rinse and repeat, as in it happened again. Deepali says feels scared to try again. And Christine says more guarded in the beginning. Michelle says close my heart. Prosperous Nitika says felt alone. Rupali doesn't remember. Ipsa does remember, feeling shattered and all alone. You know, Kay was deeply scarred by his ex-girlfriend's cheating and many betrayals. When he signed up to work for attracting his best partner, and he's very committed to this work, he mentioned his list. His list was, does not have a male best friend, phone passwords should be readily available. And he described these two conditions very proudly to me as his healthy boundaries. Because when he would voice his concerns to his ex, she would tell him, he is my best friend, I have to chat with him, I have to spend time with him. Or, I can't show you my phone right now, I'll show you later. He understood both behaviors as indications of cheating, and he put it on his never again list. Because nobody ever taught him the difference between healthy boundaries and controlling behaviors, or the difference between staying protected and becoming closed off. Everything that we went through, we understood and learned something. When we haven't understood it correctly, pain starts becoming bigger. Let me give you another example. If our family was saying bad things about a community or religion, and then we wanted to marry a person from that community and religion, are we going to be confident or are we going to be anxious and nervous? Are we going to proudly take home our partner and say, this is the person I want to marry? Or are we going to find ways to have this affair in secret? Which will we do? We'll hide. Why? Secret, absolutely. Because we understood and learned something in that understanding. Absolutely, it won't be accepted. It will be a secret. There'll be feelings of shame. They'll be anxious and nervous. We will withdraw. Either we will give up the person or we will give up a future with that person, because nothing that is in secret has a shelf value. It will end somewhere and end in pain again. When we had a bike accident, she didn't get back on one for almost 2 years. And when we take a look at our answers, right, either we've become cautious or wary, or we are not getting back on the love train. We are keeping the understanding as a learning. We are keeping the understanding so that we don't forget that pain can happen again. Whether or not we actively learn, one part of us is always understanding and memorizing. Bikes are dangerous, let's not be near them. People can break our hearts, let's not have a relationship. This community or religion is bad, let's not have a future with this person. She has a male best friend, she is going to betray me. All the ways that we have pain right now in our bodies has some memory of that pain to remind us not to make the same mistake again. Because you see, whatever you don't pay attention to, we don't pay attention to the requirement of rest. We don't pay attention to the requirement of taking a break. We don't pay attention to exhaustion. We push ourselves, right? Go, 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 rush, 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 work, 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 achieve, 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 money, money, money. In however we are chasing ourselves, we cannot avoid the message of pain. On a scale of 0 to 10, without telling me where your pain is, although some of y'all have already mentioned it, tell me what is the number of the pain in your body right now. Absolutely. So we learned, right? Sajida says living alone is better. We understood and learned because nobody taught us this, but we understood, and in that understanding, we memorized a lesson. But just the way that V was incorrect, K is incorrect, did we really understand or did we misunderstand? We're going to come to that. But first, tell me about your pain. Let's bring in some relief, because I promise you, my lovelies, all pain that is not resolved, whether it's mental pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, sexual pain, financial pain, any pain that is not dealt with, that has not been cured, healed, resolved, dissolved, is going to become physical pain. In your pain right now is a heartbreak as well. Have water, everybody. Make sure that your mouth is fully moist. And while the magical set of words today is only 3 words, we're going to begin with 5 words. And this is how we're going to do it. Whatever is your pain, you are going to say, I have, whatever is the number of pain, right? So I'm going to take Bath Angel. Satpreet is higher, which is at an 11. So I have 11 pain, but I love you lots. Don't change the pronoun. I'm writing this down for all of us. Say it exactly as it is. Give the number of your pain. Yes, Diana, go ahead and you can have tea drink, but you will need to sip some water in between as well. You're going to say your sentence with your number of the pain only 3 times. Go for it, my lovelies. Biita, I will explain the sentence. First, I want you to see what happens. Do not bring the mind in. Once you have said it 3 times, have a sip of water. Check your pain. Tell me what was the number before. Tell me what is the number now. And Deepali's had a shift of 2. Biita, it is reduced from 5 to 4. Jeshri says now 4. I can see a pleasant difference. Diana from Spain has gone from 5 to 2, which is less than half. Reena says it was 11. Now it's gone. I can barely feel it, says Millet. ZD's also gone from 3 to 1. Daisy's feeling a bit breathless. Daisy, I want you to just hold your breath. Okay? Take a deep inhale, hold your breath till you can't hold it anymore, and then take your big exhale. Preeti's gone from 8 to 5. Passenger's gone from 9 to 4. Daisy, what was it before? Brenda says was 3, now 1. Prosperous Spiral has gone even further from 5 to 1. Deborah from 9 to 7. Michelle from 7 to 4. Borg from 8 to 6. Magella has reduced from 4 to stiffness. I appreciate the awareness, Magella. That's awesome. And ZD says her pain is moved. Also appreciate that awareness. Payal has also gone from 4 to 1. Poonam 5 to 1. MM 5 to 2. Leena is feeling better. Pain gone from 4 to 0.5. And Karen's gone from 5 to 0, doing the 0 dance. Thank you, Karen. We will do the 0 dance together. Satpreet from 11 to 9. Varsha 20 to 14. Daisy 7. Now it's become 5. And Theresa felt a shiver, and all pains have gone. Rohini is reduced from 7 to 3. Gitanjali 8 to 5. Yogita 8 to 3. Sal says 11. Pain, but I'm... Complete your sentence, Sal. Gitanjali's stiffness is reduced. Deepali is down to a 3. Tejal from 5 to 2. How amazing is this? For everybody for whom this was your first time, welcome in again. This is how quickly using the correct set of words in the correct order works. For those of y'all who have been exposed to the decrees, I know for you, this is now a normal. It wouldn't be normal now if you said it hasn't changed or it hadn't moved. And Sujata says, my first time, totally confused. What is this? You tell me, Sujata, did you check what your pain was before? Did you say the sentence and check your pain after that? You have to flow with us. Biita says, awesome. And Hero's also gone from 4 to 1.5. I have dash pain, but I love you lots. I have dash pain, but I love you lots. I have dash pain, but I love you lots. Does not even take 10 seconds to say, and in less than 10 seconds, a shift has taken place, including some of us have gone to no pain. It's gone, all gone. Gone, all gone. Gone, all gone. Have water again, everybody. Kat says, if mine is a severe itch, should I say itch instead of pain? You have understood how to use word medicine correctly. Please go ahead. Sujata says, who is this love you lots addressed to? If we have time, I will explain today's word medicine. Right now, please enjoy the benefits. Please don't bring your mind in. It's very simple. Do not complicate it for yourself. Biita says pain is down, yes. And that's how rapidly it works. Meaning, in less than 20 seconds, we have shifted. For those of us who've got something pending, what will you do? You will do, I have remaining dash pain, dash being the number. We're not even identifying where the pain is. We're not even identifying what the pain is. Because like I said, my lovelies, your unresolved heartache and heartbreak is also in this pain. And in fact, we will do this awesome check after this round. So I have remaining dash, only the number, pain, but I love you lots. Sahil, okay. Sahil, take a deep inhale. Hold your breath for as long as you can. And you'll suddenly get a sharp exhale. Like you won't be able to hold it very long. It'll become like a... Just do that and gently sip some water. Florence, I want you to focus on your work. Three times only. I have remaining dash pain or itch or stiffness or struggles or stuckness or breathlessness, but I love you lots. Three times only. Have another sip of water and tell me how you're doing. Absolutely, Alicia. Something can come up suddenly is normal in this work because everything works in layers. When you take off the first layer, what is beneath will reveal itself. When you take off the top 10 layers, what is beneath will reveal itself. Like for a couple of us, there was stiffness. For a couple of us, there's breathlessness because that was underneath that layer. Everything has come to be released. Like Alicia, you will say, I have remaining dash heaviness, but I love you lots, 3 times. ZD, you will do it with, I have remaining dash discomfort, but I love you lots. Biita, I have remaining 2 pain, but I love you lots. Deborah, I have remaining 4 pain, but I love you lots. ZD, I have stuck pain, but I love you lots. And once that is done, Sujata, ideally you would, but even if it comes down to 1, you can just wait for 30 seconds, it will go on its own. So you don't have to force it, you don't have to push it, you don't have to be aggressive with it. And Satpreet says, love this decree, don't want to stop saying it. Awesome. Don't stop saying it. Once this is done, tell me, few of you all tell me, second round over and hydration has happened. And Poonam's also down to 0. I'm so looking forward to doing the 0 dance. It's coming. Time is coming. Biita says second round done. Prosperous Nitika is also down to 1. At 1, stay. It's okay. Give it 30 more seconds. It will go on its own. Once a decree is given, it works for your lifetime. However, the layer disappears and therefore the next layer will require a fresh round of word medicine. So not like we will only do it today and never do it again. Because relief, openness will definitely happen. But your pauses did not happen yesterday or today. Therefore, in order for us to do deep work, we have to continue our practice. And now, here's the delicious, yummylicious test. Look back to that first heartbreak or the heartbreak you mentioned when I asked you about the heartbreak, and what was your behavior after that? And tell me, are you saying the same things you were saying? Or is it like it's over and done with? Hero says, felt goosebumps, pain almost gone, sudden stiffness in shoulders. Sip through at least half a glass of water. Sahil says, remaining 9 pain, but I love you lots. Okay, you have to have the but over there, Sahil. So you have to say the word medicine exactly how it is. Prosperous Sparrow says, over and done with. Sujata says, over and done. Said the over and done with that. Pain gone, all gone, zero. And let's do the zero dance, which is put your arms out in front and in a circle like Chandler would do in Friends. We will do 0, 0, 0, 0. Prosperous Nitika is feeling lighter. Deepali also says over and done with. Yamini says feeling breathless with headache. Yamini, you will need to take a break and you will need to hydrate. Move away from the call. Don't disconnect. You can even hold your head in your palms, but keep hydrating. At least half a glass of water. Please sip through. And Hero, because pain is down to 0, tension has showed up. Like even tension causes a lot of pain in the body. When we don't rest enough, tension builds up. When tension builds up, pain is its best friend. It will come. Take all of these messages very seriously, my loves, because pain does not have to be lived with. It is only a message from the body to rest and change direction. So Hero, you will change the decree to I have tense shoulders, but I love you lots, 3 times. Yeah, go with discomfort if discomfort comes up. And Meghala is also over and done with. Daisy's feeling better. 0 dance is happiness, absolutely. Pasha says remaining pain 9, but I love you lots. But acknowledge I have it. Do not change the wording of the medicine. I have 9 pain, but I love you lots. Or I have remaining 9 pain, but I love you lots. Whoever's joined us late, no worries at all, but flow with us. And Millet says, amazing. Whole days, I have this discomfort. 7 to 0. Woo-hoo! 0, 0. And Payal also says stiffness, but pain gone. Fantastic. Change to stiffness and take your medicine. Daniel, the decree is I have, put the number, dash, 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 pain, or whatever it is, but I love you lots. And I will remind us again, my lovelies, the whole point is that either we have learned because we were taught, or we have understood something and made it a learning. If we saw our parents fighting a lot, we would have understood that relationships are fraught with violence, are fraught with danger, are fraught with anger, are fraught with disharmony. And some of us may have taught ourselves to stay away from relationships, or some of us may have taught ourselves that it's normal to have fighting relationships. Either way, we have either learned it or we've understood it and made it a learning. Our call is on self-love. Were you taught self-love, or do you have some understandings around it? Are these truly understandings, or could there be misunderstandings? The answer to that lies in your answer to this question. Ready for the question? And I'm going to write down the question as well. This is the question. Why should we work on self-love? I'm going to give you all 1.5 minutes of silence. Why should we work on self-love? Quite a few answers already in, because it is related to self-care. And Leena also asked, is this why relationships and marriage is described oft as hard work? Ultimately, anything worth it will have some amount of hard work. Not just relationships and marriage, careers as well, love as well, passion as well. When we are full from inside, only then we share love with others. Difficult to love others if we do not love ourselves. It heals us. We learned and practice to be last while serving only the others. To know self-worth, only then we can think, say, and do the right thing. Only if we love ourselves, we can love others. Because if we love ourselves, we can love others, because that's the highest form of love. If we can't love ourselves, we can't love others. Loving yourself is safe, and you are born, and birth to death remain with yourself. So love heals like nothing else does. To be the best we can do for ourselves and everyone else. Some amazing answers here. Because if we don't know how to love ourselves, how can we love someone else? From what I've heard and read, self-love invites love. I was not important to love myself. All discomfort we have stems from the fact that we put others before us. I'm over and done with loving others. Now it's my turn. If we cannot love self, we cannot love anyone else. Because if I'm full with love, only then I can share and be comfortable and receive love and feel love. Because first we have to love ourselves. All areas get better with self-love. Self-love is the only love that stays with us forever. Love ourselves first and foremost. Cannot love ourselves, we will not be able to love others. I am my original responsibility, but I ignored myself the most because I want to love and accept myself. Once we love ourselves, we are connected to the universe. As within, so without. We'd be open to love because ourself is all we have. If we love ourselves, we will extend the same. Only when our cup is full will we be able to give. We cannot give fully if we cannot love loving self. Then we can attract love, friends. Money, I can love others completely only when I love myself. Self-love is important because we cannot love others with an empty cup. Because I'm the best I can ever find. Because most of the times we are our biggest enemy instead of our best supporter. Because I'm important, I matter, I belong. It's activated Venus, ushers prosperity, relationships, and abundance. Need to feel love to feel good about life. Self-love is important because it's our responsibility. Our life is God's gift. Self-love helps us reach our full potential, enables us to help others in the correct manner. Self-love and self-respect go hand in hand, helps increase self-worth. Only self-love is the thing that gives a sense of fulfillment from inside. It's awesome. Everybody, I want all of us to applaud for ourselves. This is really good because I'm a fantastic woman. Earlier fed on love others at your own expense. Now it's my oxygen mask first. Super. Super. In whatever way you have understood this, How are you applying it to your life? You know, it's like gravity. It's very real. It's as important as sunlight. But it is a concept in our lives. Unless you are a rocket scientist or an astronaut, gravity is just something you know. It's not something you apply. If I asked you to give me 5 advantages of gravity, would you be able to give me 5 advantages of gravity? So for Satpreet, this translates as singing love songs to myself. So cool. Jayashree, yesterday onwards, started writing and recording letters to my inner child. For the first time, I felt and understood the meaning of self-love. Awesome. The first problem with self-love is that we don't have enough training around it. There is not enough learning around it. Imagine if in school, like you went from class 1 to class 8 of geography, you went from class 1 to class 8 of self-love. Because at every given stage, self-love means different things. What does self-love mean when you are 20 years old? What does it mean when you're 40 years old? What does it mean when you're 80 years old? It cannot be the same thing, because while love is love, it is also eternally changeable as per our needs. Right? So the first problem with self-love is that we don't have training for it. We don't have teaching for it. We've understood something, but how many of us have given me the understanding, but how many of us are giving me the reality of it? So we've got 50 people have given an understanding. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Leena has given me one advantage of gravity, which just keeps me from levitating away, which is correct. But did you know gravity is also what develops your spine, strengthens your muscle, digests your food, and brings you money? Now suddenly we're looking at gravity very differently, right? Even though we're going to forget about gravity, because it's something we take totally for granted, self-love, when you understand self-love as something that is very real, as something that is applicable, as something that has to be part of our daily life, then conceptually, yes, awesome. Because these are fantastic ways to understand self-love. But what about the next step? Where's your list? What are you going to do with this understanding? Where is your learning in the understanding? How are you going to apply it? How is it going to make a difference to your life? Because here are a number of things that take place when there is self-love. You are all correct in everything you have said. Number 1, good health, great health, super health. Who doesn't want great health? Easy recoveries. Easy recoveries means that our bounce back is very rapid. For all of us struggling with something over a period of time, chronically stuck, whether it is chronically stuck in a situation, or chronically stuck in illness, or chronically stuck in pain, or chronically stuck in lack, there is a guaranteed absence of self-love here, because love always makes us feel better, brighter, good, and great. When we are stuck, we're not feeling that way. Therefore, something with self-love is definitely happening. We enjoy life. How are you when you love somebody? You want them to be happy, right? So the same thing applies to us. And therefore, when there is a healthy amount of self-love, we enjoy life. Because we have habits that are geared to our happiness, that are geared to good health, that are geared to us being sound of mind, body, and heart, self-sabotage does not take place. Or if it does, we recover from it very rapidly, because what's the second amazing thing about self-love? Easy recoveries. You will bounce back because your intention is to be in that state of love. Yes, very correct. Need to fill your own cup, need to wear your own oxygen mask. If you have it, you will have it better with others. Therefore, harmonious relationships are a direct fallout of self-love. If you have self-love, and somebody said this as well, there will be self-respect. But what is self-respect? Self-respect is not, I can demand what I want. Self-respect is not that I will get what I want. Self-respect is being able to stand up for yourself and for those who are smaller and weaker than you. Humility. If you have to tom-tom love, if you have to keep saying, I am so amazing, I am so great, it is not self-love. It is our ego putting a pressure cooker lid on the ways that we actually feel awful. Love is always humble. And humility allows us to be happy to work, happy to learn, happy to have an open mind, happy to learn from mistakes, happy to sail into the unknown, happy to take on new ventures. If you have self-love because you know how to take care of yourself, stand up for yourself, confidence is a guarantee. It will be there. You will follow through with commitment because love requires integrity. I can't keep saying, I love you, or I love you lots, or I love you very much, or I love you so much, and then not show up when I've said I will show up. I cannot say that I will not be nice to you, but say I love you. How nice are you to you? Following through with commitments, whether they are spoken commitments, whether they are unspoken commitments. Biggest thing in self-love, which is immediately tangible, is that we don't have chronic pain. Because pain will happen, my lovelies. That is life. Challenges will happen, struggles will happen, down periods will happen, low times will happen, pain will happen. But there is no chronic pain when there is self-love. Isn't love itself the absence of pain? When there is love in our lives, pain doesn't feel like pain, no? Correct? Does everybody remember the first flush of their first crush, their first infatuation, their first romance? We were living on fresh air and sunshine. We were walking 7 feet off the ground. What pain? Which pain? What is this 4-letter word? We had no pain. And if there was pain, we did not feel the pain. Is this not so? Only butterfly magic. I love it. Sujata says, rather, we ignored the pain and it went away soon as well. It didn't feel like pain. It's not that we didn't stub our toes in the times we were so madly in love with this person. But they would smile at us, they would call us, they would send us a text, or they would touch that part and our pain would disappear. Because that is the magic, beauty of love. It's miraculous. And Deepali says self-love is like laughing gas. Yogita, I will say the same thing again. I don't think we ignored the pain. I think it went away rapidly because remember, my lovelies, what was one of the second advantages of self-love? Easy recoveries. When there is love, we will recover faster. In all the ways that we were not taught self-love, we were probably taught the opposite. which is we are not lovable. There's something very wrong and bad and damaged and broken and irreparable about us. And so, in this desire to feel loved, and even more important, and I want you all to make the distinction, my lovelies, to feel lovable, because it's one thing to feel loved, and it's another thing to know you are lovable. In this desire to feel lovable, we would have understood a relationship style for ourselves. There are 3 relationship styles in the world. And we need to understand them because we need to adapt these styles to ourselves. Because you see, the presence of love presupposes the presence of another. I love him. I love her. I love my family. I love my teddy bear. I love chocolate. Love presupposes the existence and presence of one more. Right? It is between. Therefore, in however we've understood love, being lovable, confirming we are lovable, there are 3 relationship styles that get set up. Number 1, I want them or him, her. I'm using them as a collective, not as a gender. I want them to be happy. Number 2, I want them to be happy with me. Number 3, I want them to make me happy. Please take a look at all your relationships. While at some point or the other, one of these 3 would have been taking place, all of us have one primary love style. Just check for yourself which one it is. Don't tell me yet. Don't share it yet. Just make a note for it for yourself. Tell me it's done. You've identified your love style. Jann, it's written just a couple of messages above. I want them to make me happy. Yes? Confirm to me. You all have understood your love style. Awesome. Cheers, everybody. Have a sip of water. I will say it again. Whichever style is yours, at some point in the relationship, the other styles would have also happened. You may think that the first is the most selfless. I want them to be happy. And the last is the most selfish. I want them to make me happy. But the thing is, no matter where you've started, you will land in the third one. How many of us in the third one? You can start in 1. You can start in 2. You will land up in the third. Because you see, all 3 styles play out. And the key to all 3 is balance. If you are imbalanced in I want them to be happy, you will have no healthy boundaries. You will have no definition of appropriate behavior. It is very easy to become a martyr. I did this for them. I am doing so much for them. I want them so much to be happy. We can become a self-sacrificing victim. In the second one, if there is no balance, I want them to be happy with me, we become the overs. The overs are the overdoers, overgivers, oversharers, overconfessors, overbearing. We become people pleasers. Because then we will do anything in order to keep confirming that we are either loved or lovable. And again, my lovelies, I am making the distinction between loved and feeling like we are lovable. And in the third, we become users and misusers and abusers. Because then it doesn't matter whether we manipulate, whether we control, whether we lie, whether we cheat, whether we steal. I want them to make me happy, because in this, we are tired of the overdoing and the overgiving. We are tired of the self-sacrificing martyrdom. And we feel like now we are owed this. When we show up in the third, and we show up in the third when whatever self-love we may have had has now gone. It's not there. We don't see it. Now all we have are unmet needs, and we have to fulfill them in some way or the other. And this brings me to the next problem with self-love. The next problem with self-love, and the answer, is in one of our most beloved mystics. Everybody knows Rumi. And Rumi said, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to go seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. In our love styles, we will look to others to either feel loved or to feel lovable. You know what? I'm not as terrible and awful as I was believing. I think I am lovable. This can happen. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to go seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Meaning what? Love itself is an inside job. Self-love is an even more inside job. And that brings me to the last problem with self-love. Because we don't recognize it as an inside job, we also do a lot of work outside. The love is always there. But things happen in our lives. Those heartbreaks happen, the lying, cheating, manipulating, rejection, loss, betrayal. All of these things happen, and night falls. The light dims and doesn't show. Clouds cover it. Thunder, lightning, very frightening. All of them mask this love that exists. You on the call today are going to leave not using the word self-love again. What are you going to say? This is what you're going to say. And these are the magical 3 words for self-love. I'm using self-love because that is the topic, but we are not going to use the word self-love because the word itself makes it seem a little selfish, makes it seem egotistical, makes it seem like there are things I have to do, right? Like all the solutions when I asked, so what are you doing? How have you made this a reality? We have gone for a walk. We are singing love songs, and by all means, these are all valid. But look at where our head went, right? That I've got to do something inside is not the answer. That didn't show up as the answer. We went immediately to what action I have to take. But here's how we're going to experience it on the call itself without doing anything except listening to these words and repeating these words. And these 3 magic mystical, beautiful, empowering love words are? Let me write it for you first, and then we will say it 3 times. And here it is. Inner love awakened. Inner love awakened. Inner love awakened. Try it, please. How did it make you feel? Take 30 seconds allowing the processing. Allowing the processing, my love, is an act of love. If you have been unwell, what is the tearing hurry to get back to work? Please rest. If you have given a decree, what is the tearing judgment that means I mustn't feel anything except amazing, or everybody else is having a reaction, I'm not having a reaction? Allowing the processing is an act of care. It is an act of love. Take 30 seconds, have a sip of water, and repeat thrice again. Inner love awakened. Inner love awakened. Inner love awakened. Energy is flowing in root chakra to the feet, making me smile. Sleeping, now awakening, smiling big, switching on something inside. Love it. Heart feels as if it is sitting down. Open me up. Heart opening up. 111 on MB screen. Feel like I'm floating off my chair. Super, great, beautiful, awesome. Isn't it? Isn't? And just by the way, my lovelies, aren't these the descriptions of love? Aren't these the descriptions when we fall in love? Isn't this what happens to us when we meet that special someone? Isn't this what happens to us when we say hello to our soulmate? Absolutely. Felt oneness, goosebumps, tingles, vibration on third eye, expansion. Gitanjali does say makes me a little nervous or anxious. I will come to that. Jeshri says lovely sensation in the head, like I'm high. Love is a high. So many of us have chased that love because after that first love, that first crush, that first hand holding, that first kiss, we have chased the high. We have chased the bliss of love. We have chased the ecstasy of love. We have chased the orgasm of love. It is a high. And Diana says, I feel sad as if I don't have it. You are not sad, my love. The sadness is what was covering it, and you are just aware of it as it is leaving. Even for you, Gitanjali, you are not nervous or anxious. The nervous and anxious was the cloud on the light of the love, on the sun of the love, on the sunshine of the love. Whatever your reactions, you are only noticing what was the rain and the darkness on it. That's all it is. Don't analyze it. Only be in awareness. And Jeshri says, I used to feel sleepy and yawning when I met my husband in our dating stage. He would get annoyed, but I used to feel so safe that I always wanted to lay on his shoulders. It's the same feeling I felt now. Isn't it incredible? And who is there in our lives? We have not met anybody new except ourselves, right? Ourselves, you and you. Like you who is joining the call and the you who's on the call. We just met ourselves. We just connected with this inherent fire that is always burning in us. It got dimmed because things happen, my lovelies. Because the thing with love is that we always let other people define it for us. That if somebody said you're lovely, then that's your character certificate. That if somebody said I love you, then that's your confirmation certificate. Is it? Did we require any of this with these 3 words? We didn't. Maybe we are still in pain. Maybe we are unwell. Maybe somebody mentioned obesity. Some of us are not feeling great about ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Wherever we are, we all felt the love. It was there for us. Nothing we did. Okay, technically we did something. We said 3 words. We also had water. We've also made the effort to be on the call. So we have done. I cannot say that this was zero doing, but it isn't all the other doings that would be there on the list of self-love. And here, for those of y'all who are new to the decrease, it isn't just us feeling, recognizing, realizing the shift in the moment. These shifts will also start defining your behavior. You have a problem with procrastination, it will start going away. You have a problem with taking decisions for yourself, you will start getting more independent. You have a problem standing up for yourself, you will find it easier and easier, and you will also find that it is being done for you. You have an addiction, it is going to start decreasing and leaving. It will all happen organically. That is the power of the decrease. It is the power of word medicine, because what you're doing right now is speaking the language of light. And when there is light, well, everything is either easily done or we can do it easily. Easily done, easily done, easily done. I'm struggling with this, but I love you lots. 3 times, have water, repeat, have water, see what happens in the same day. Like Hero says, I could feel a big red heart coming out of my heart chakra. Thank you so much, Hero. I'm sure that is you spreading your love to everybody else. Like Meghala said, feel like giving a big hug, everybody. Please wrap your arms across your upper arms. Go back and forth and just hear me as I say, I have so much going on, but I love you lots. I have all this pain, but I love you lots. I'm so badly stuck, but I love you lots. I don't even believe this can work even while it's working, but I love you lots. I don't have as much money as I would like, but I love you lots. I'm not getting the partner of my dreams, but I love you lots. My life is not working out the way I thought it would work out, but I love you lots. I have this illness, but I love you lots. I don't know how to calm down, relax, and just enjoy myself, but I love you lots. I cannot believe that I can love myself. I don't believe that I'm worthy enough, deserving enough. I haven't done enough. I haven't achieved enough. But I love you lots. 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 Allowing the processing, allowing the processing, allowing the processing. 2 minutes of silence as you stay in your own hug, feeling the energy of the shift as well as the dignity of the love flooding your systems now, flooding your cells now, flooding your tissues now, flooding your muscles now, flooding your nerves now, flooding your skin now, flooding your sense organs now, flooding your limbs now, flooding your skin now, flooding your hair now. Inner love awakened. Inner love awakened. Inner love awakened, awakened, awakened. Have water. How are we doing? How is everybody feeling? Whatever pain, unwellness, cough, cold we started with, please check and tell me how is it right now. And while you're letting me know that, this what we mean by love you lots. You tell me, Deepali. Somebody else had also asked, I think it was Sujata. You tell me, what does it mean? Satpreet says renewed. Zeddy says feel okay. Sujata says visit to the universe. Go ahead, think. I will tell you. Preeti says rejuvenation. Deepali says that I love myself unconditionally. Very nice. Very nice. You're getting close, Deepali. You're getting close. Accepting self unconditionally. Very nice, Sonal. Zeddy says slightly dizzy now. And we get dizzy when we feel like we're losing control. So wherever you might be controlling your self-love, or you might be controlling the pain, or you might be controlling certain behaviors, or even certain emotions, let it go. But I love you lots. But I love you lots. So divine, loving, magical experience, isn't it? Feeling myself as a light pink flower, dancing in the breeze without a care of the world. And isn't that also what happens when we are in love and have love? We feel like there is no care in the world. It's not like war disappeared and terrorism disappeared and poverty disappeared, or we know where we're going to get our next meal from. But everything lightens up. Everything becomes handleable, which is why easy recoveries. Biita says acceptance of what is the block. Also very good thinking. Feeling calm, peaceful. Satpreet says it's to ourselves. Leena says self-love. So for everybody on the group, because we are going to do a little more just fun chatting this week, I am going to use the phrase self-love. But between you and me, between ourselves, my lovelies, use the phrase inner love. It will make all the difference. It's a game changer to understand it as inner love. Daisy says, feel like crying, more relaxed. Please cry. if it comes. Because I know, Daisy, sometimes it comes, but then the tears don't come, which is also fine. But I love you lots. And Payal says, feel my need is met. Isn't that also something that happens in love? Gitanjali says, feeling calm, started euphoric, tears came rushing in, then felt very calm and stable. Pain not felt, stiffness gone. Excellent. To the part of us that is feeling the pain, says Ivana, also very good thinking. A higher viewpoint, also very good thinking. Cold shiver, then calmness. That says slight sharp pain. Most sharp pain that comes in this shifting comes and goes. It's very sudden. There's calmness. Means I love myself regardless of the pain or any situation I am in. Excellent. Excellent. Because you see, in the ways that we define love, what is that love? If you get good marks, I will praise you. If you do well in sports, you will get a reward. If you do things the way I want it done, I will like you. I will approve of you. I will be pleased with you. You see, unconditional love is not possible as a reality. All unconditional love is a realization. Can you unconditionally love anybody? Can you give unconditional love to anybody? To your most beloved pet, you will have days when you will wish it sleep for the next 1 week. Physically, in the human body, unconditional love is not possible. But as a realization, as an understanding, it is very real. It exists. You just felt it right now. But I love you lots. And I'm going to, okay, you know what, my lovelies? So, the sentence, I love myself. I'm just, because I want you to explore this sentence. I love myself. Who is the I and who is the myself? Satpreet says both same. Ponder over it for 30 seconds. Who is the I? Who is the myself? If both are the same, Satpreet, then why aren't I saying I love I? Intelligence and flesh, conscious and subconscious, good thinking. I, me, we, I, but who is who? Is our soul myself, my worldly existence as human? Both is me and love is also me. Who is me then? Who is I? Who is me? Who is myself? Why do I need three to describe me or I or myself? Myself lives within me. Ego and the myself. The one aware of the self. Yes, Ivana, you are right. Now, this thing again, right? I love myself and the question I have asked. Until you understand this I and me and myself, this sentence is also going to confuse us. It will not translate into reality because myself becomes my body, my mind, my life. When you say I love myself, like somebody wrote it on the group and then I asked them, how does this translate into your relationships? There was no answer after that. Like self-love can become a concept, like gravity is a concept. I love myself can be very misleading. You try it. When you say I love myself, you will suddenly find yourself having a condition. I love myself when I'm a success. I love myself. I loved myself that day when I was looking perfect. Like for women, body and beauty is a huge way of how we define love for ourselves. Because this is how we are gauged in the world. And niceness, sorry. Body, beauty, and niceness. If you're nice to everybody, then we are good girls. If you're beautiful, then we are somehow good girls. For men, it is power and importance. So the ways that we say I love myself, that myself will mean something different to all of us. I love myself. We could be talking about our bodies. And if you check, just take 30 seconds, just say I love myself. And you will recognize whether you're talking about your body, your mind, your career, your bank balance, or your house. You will be talking about something, because the understanding of I love myself is still to be learned. Therefore, this is not a sentence we say in our inner love work. Inshallah, we will do a much longer call on the I, me, myself, on the intelligence, on the ego, on the what does it mean? Who is this I? Who is this myself? We will do a much longer call on that. But to understand, but I love you lots, is, like Vandana said, there is an unconditionalness to it. I am saying it to myself. But I am not saying, but I love me lots. What am I saying? I am saying, but I love you lots. My awareness, which is bigger than anything, my awareness is bigger than my body, my mind, my life, my bank balance, my relationships, this call, just as your awareness is bigger than all of this as well. When I say I love you lots, when I address me in third person as a you, it becomes unconditional. It becomes like a message from the universe. And remember, we all, my lovelies, all of us depend on other people to say it to us. So when we say it like we're another person, we believe it much better. Like Sahil says, I and myself are my inner self and outer me. But which are which? I is the conscious being, myself, my body, experiences I involved myself with. But which? Spend 30 seconds with I love myself. You will find that it is conditional to something. It is not all of you. But when I say, but I love you lots, it is all of you. It is the part of you in pain. It is the part of you not in pain. It is the past you, present you, future you. It is your past lives you. It is your future lives you. There is no limit to, but I love you lots. Till there is clarity on I, me, myself, when we say I love myself, you will limit it. Take 30 seconds, just try I love myself, and you will see it is only for something specific. It is conditional. In fact, if you ever talk about self-love and somebody says, I love myself, please know that they don't. They do not know what it is. We cannot talk about being a swimmer unless we are swimming. We cannot talk about being a bicyclist unless we are bicycling. We cannot talk about being a yogini or a yogana unless we are practicing yoga. And remember, there are very few pieces of work in the world that teach and work through inner love. First of all, they haven't even told us that you should say inner love, because self-love will throw you outside and inner love will bring you back home. In all our work, this returning home is a recurrent theme. Who is home? Home is you. It is you, the awareness. It is you, the divine. It is you, the love. It is you, the hatred. It is you, the full acceptance of you. It is you, the past. It is you, the future. It is you in this dimension. It is you in other dimensions. It is you. It is your body. It is your mind. It is your soul. It is your heart. It is your eyes. It is your ears. It is everything. This returning home happens fastest when you take the pathway of light. You keep chasing the light, my lovelies. Everything will work out, because when you chase the light, you will find the love. When you find the love, you will find the light. And both will be your North Star. Both will take you to the future and the life of your dreams, the body of your dreams, the future of your dreams. It will happen, and it will happen fastest because you are right now using the decrees, and there's nothing faster than that in the world. As of now, my lovelies, should you wish to work on self-love and self-light and self-home and consciousness and awareness and ego, there is a special pricing out there for individual sessions. If you take on 5 sessions, you will get an even greater deal. And all these details are going to be in the replay email. So have a look, sign up. If not, we have other work using the decrees, one of which is Mooni work, where we align the work of money with the cycle of the moon. We also have Saturn's Decrees Masterclass Crash Course that takes place at the last Saturday of the month, 24th February, 30th March. You will have those options as well. Keep your journey going, because today was just the start. Your practice makes excellence, and your excellence is what makes your day and life excellent as well. Inner love awakened. Last part of our work, my lovelies. Remember the 3 love styles? Now we're going to say it for ourselves. And what is that? Number 1, I want me to be happy. So everybody, two, I want to be happy with me. Who is the I? Who is the me? Just say the sentence. 3, I want to make me happy. Say these 3. Allow 10 seconds for processing. Have a sip of water. Tell me what's coming up. Payal says laughing a lot. That's good. You know, when people start having glimpses of the possibilities of bliss, of the possibilities of infinite bliss, possibilities of God, we start laughing. Like we almost go mad with our laughter. And it isn't really madness. It's just there's so much joy that we can't contain it. So we have to laugh, or we have to dance, or we have to start spinning around. Because the energy is so high. Like Leena says, feeling fear, right? These three, right? I want me to be happy. I want to be happy with me. I want to make me happy. These are the rules of commitment of inner love. If we are generally commitment phobic, we can have a problem saying this. If we are terrified that we may love ourselves so much that we might stop being controlled by other people's unlovable behavior, then too fear can come up. But what will we say? I have fear, but I love you lots. Woo! And Diana said, I love you lots is the conscious being, me looking at my person, giving the recognition of love. By all means, go for it. If that understanding is how you are receiving it, absolutely. And Jayashree says, heaviness in the chest, but nice to say. Again, my lovelies, what is heaviness? The cloud on the light. It is the thunder on the light. It is the darkness on the light. Do not engage with the reaction because it is passing. Like Vas Angel says, blank but calmer. It's okay. Leena says, and feel like crying. And I think that's overwhelm because when there is overwhelm, then we have to cry. So I hope you do cry, Leena. And Sonal says, release from head upwards, which means lots of judgments for your darkness and your clouds. And Karen says, suddenly felt a hot flash, which is some very quick rage or temper at somebody that was not expressed. And Gitanjali says, first time I did not feel fear when my husband walked in. I can smile. I am not safe with my husband, but I love you lots. And Yogita says, felt so responsible for me, for my feelings. I am important. Lovely. And Satpreet says, I don't even care about understanding how it is not working anymore. You shouldn't, my love. In the training classes, we will understand this better. But for now, know the medicine, take the medicine. Keep chasing the light. And Leena says, I have fear, but I love you lots, making me cry because I think nobody's ever reassured and comforted you in the times of your fear. I think people didn't even validate your fears. I think they invalidated your fears and you may have learned to suppress those fears. And Satpreet says, what about fear of possibly not being able to love anybody else now? Not possible. You will love them better and you will love them in balance. Because remember what I said, my lovelies. In our relationship styles, in our love styles, all of us get imbalanced. All of us have either become martyrs and self-sacrificial lambs, or we've become the overgivers, now are bitter and resentful, or we've become manipulative and controlling and trying to get what we want, whether it is love, attention, or money. Nobody's on this call because we're perfectly balanced. So don't worry, my lovely. You will love everybody in balance. And there's one more thing I promised on this call, which is it's a behavior that we have to stop. And especially women, and especially Indian and Asian women. It's a terrible behavior. And I know I have done this behavior countless times. And this behavior is the opposite of inner love. This behavior is the opposite of inner respect. This behavior is the opposite of inner worth. And by the way, because I've said all that, let me say awakened as well. Inner respect, awakened. Inner respect, awakened. Inner respect, awakened. Inner worth, awakened. Inner worth, awakened. Inner worth, awakened. And here's the thing that we must catch ourselves doing, stop doing it, and find a better way to say what we want to say. And you know what this is? Can anybody guess what this is? Jayashree says, I feel a sense of selfishness. You can leave now. With what, my love? I've forgotten already. With what are you feeling selfishness? And did you learn this? Or were you taught that you are selfish? Because I don't think you're selfish at all, Jayashree. Nobody selfish comes on a healing call. And if they do, they don't come for another one. And I know you have been attending committedly, Jayashree. And wherever you can, you also sign up to work. You are not selfish. Lovely, Satpreet. Inner balance, awakened. Please say it 3 times. Inner balance, awakened. Inner balance, awakened. And Sonal says guilt, blame. You know, it leads to this behavior. Sonal, just develop that. It leads to this particular behavior. And most of us do not even recognize the damage this behavior does to us. Give credit to husbands, in-laws, others. Please give credit to everybody. And please give cash also. Please give credit everywhere. Payal says, I want to be selfish. Okay. Lol. Try. Any other thoughts? What is this particular behavior? Putting others first. Put them first because I want them to be happy. Just maintain a balance. Sometimes you put them first, sometimes you put you first. There's nothing wrong in putting someone else first. There's nothing wrong in the love language of I want them to be happy. It is wrong and dangerous and pain and illness creating only when it's not in balance. Martyrdom. But this I've already mentioned, right? This particular behavior I haven't yet brought up. People pleasing also I've mentioned. Silent expectations. It's okay. Have silent expectations. Expectations are what gets us out of bed. But also have common sense around expectations. Don't expect maths from buffaloes. If you know this person is not capable, stop chasing this person. Balance in everything, my lovelies. So this one behavior, and like I said, right, Indian and Asian women, we do it the most. And this is us apologizing for what we want. You want something, then you've either fought for it or you've asked for it, then the other person has reacted in whatever is their journey. They have reacted in that. Next thing you know, you are saying sorry. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. It is okay. We'll do it the way you want to do it. You know what? I am wrong only for asking. Never apologize for what you want. And I know that is easier said than done, right? Never apologize for what you want. Also then falls into the gravity situation. Concept. How will you make it a reality? Yeah, even apologizing for the bare minimum and yes, Leena, not even clever buffaloes, because clever buffaloes will take you for a ride. Even feel guilty for asking, right? So one part of us is already sorry that we are asking. You got to own your desires. Very difficult. For those of us who don't know how to own our desires, this seems like an impossible task. What will make it easy? Quickly tell me, people, what will make it easy? What will Yes, Satpreet, very good. Inner love awakened will make it all easy. If you have to apologize for what you are asking for, they don't deserve you. You see, if they don't get you, then they shouldn't get you. Why are you with these people? Which is another call altogether. Putting up with bad behavior. All of us do, my lovelies. The fear of being alone. I cannot even begin to tell you the countless mistakes I have made in not wanting to be on my own, where the fear of loneliness and the fear of aloneness, which by the way is also simultaneous to the fear of death. It's right up there. It's the number one fear in the world. It's way above the fear of public speaking, the fear of being seen, the fear of success, the fear of failure, the fear of fear. It is the fear of being alone, right? So in the fear of being alone, we can compromise on all our desires. We can compromise on all the things that we want, and we can put up with people we shouldn't be with in the first place. But again, life is the completion of karma. And karma is about learning and unlearning. The truth is that as human beings, good judgment comes from bad judgment. So without judgment, without blame, without shame, without criticizing, wherever it is that we are putting up with bad behavior, and I'm not saying please walk out right now. I am not saying forget common sense. I am saying please make sure that you're constantly on the journey of inner love awakened. And you will see the strength will come, the confidence will come, the support will come, the universe will step in and make it happen for you. With the decrees, there's truly very little that you have to control doing. Either you will automatically start doing it or it will be done for you. Absolutely, Anuja. I have fear, but I love you lots. And Satpreet says, I had it too, but I set it free with the decrees. Awesome. And Vandana says, I think another one is not being able to say no. Yes, it is. And that will happen. In which love style does there come not being able to say no? Which love style, my lovelies? Okay, let me quickly remind you. 3 love styles, no? I want them to be happy. I want them to be happy with me. I want them to make me happy. Where does this come in? Not being able to say no. Which love style is this? Yes, absolutely. Prosperous Nitika. It's number 1 and 2. Because in the self-sacrificing of the first and the people-pleasing of the second, we will do this. So, here's another one which uses the word I and my. Okay? I own my desires. I stop apologizing for them. I own my desires. I stop apologizing for them. Inner love awakened. Inner passion awakened. Inner worth awakened. Inner balance awakened. Inner peace awakened. Inner ease awakened. Inner acceptance awakened. Inner prosperity awakened. Inner wealth awakened. Inner dignity awakened. Awakened, awakened. I want me to be happy. I want to be happy with me. I want to make me happy. I want is a very powerful 2-word decree. I will also point out here that all decrees have an inherent dharma to them. So any desire that has to do with hurting another, harming another, taking revenge on another, seeing others punished, I'm sorry, it will not only not work, it will backfire on you the very same day. So I want, be in your own authenticity, be in your own expression, and make your I want. And in any case, if all you're doing are these few sets that we have done today, you are sorted. Everything will start falling into place. And isn't that what we want? That we be treated as children, that we be taken care of, that we be given what we want. It will be given to you. That is how the decrees work. It has been an absolute joy and pleasure, my lovelies, to be having this conversation, including a very high vibrational conversation, because we also spoke very little bit, but we spoke about consciousness and ego and awareness and the I, me, myself. What fun that was. And like I said, my lovelies, inshallah, we will do another call just on these definitions and the understandings and applications of these in our lives. Big, big love. Big, big hug. Namaste from India.